Hey, Todd here. So the people at iZEEKER sent me this little action camera, the iA800, to take a look at and see what I think. It's an I would say entry-level action camera, maybe a little better than entry-level, I don't know yet. On Amazon, they're going for $159 right now, so not a bad price. Definitely a good, entry starting price to get into the action camera game. This one displays front and back, dual displays, which is great. It's got, it says 6K at 30 frames per second. So we'll see what that looks like. With the waterproof housing on it that comes with it, it says down to 40 meters. I myself would never go down 40 meters. I'm not a scuba diver, so I'm not going down that far ever. Built-in Wi-Fi, so it says you can control the camera and view it on your phone. And yeah, so we're going to give it a test. I'll probably do some side-by-side footage with my GoPro Hero 10 just to see, and some low light test and see how steady it is, all the usual kind of stuff. But we'll give it a look-see, and we'll see what kind of accessories come with it, what you get in the box. So let's take a look in the box now and see what you get. All right, let's see what's in the box here. Quick start guide, user's manual, camera in the housing, underwater housing, I would take it. That's good for that. Camera, buttons look nice. Feels good, well made. Battery, memory card slot, right there. Looks like the power button, menu button, start and stop, speaker, mic. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Feels good and solid. Feels good. A couple batteries looks like we get, which is nice to have two batteries. Let's see what we've got accessory-wise here now. Fair amount of accessories here. Looks like we got some safety straps, a little lens tissue, a couple extra probably sticky mount things. We got some straps, it looks like. Yeah, Velcro straps, a couple of those. Looks like wristband, other kind of straps, a couple of those. Another one of those. Looks like we've got another Velcro strap here, which is probably for this little start and stop thing. Oh yeah, we'll do some, shoot some stills with this too, because it's supposed to have a 24 megapixel camera. So we'll do that, take some shots with that, try this guy out, make sure it works good. Looks like USB-C cable here, probably to plug the camera. Yeah, camera into the computer, I would say, and then you've got a charging port on there as well. And this is nice. You've got a little other case, and looks like dual battery charger here. And this other cable, this is the cable that would go with this to charge the two batteries, and that's nice to be able to charge these things outside of the camera, so you don't have to hook up the camera to charge it all the time. You can be charging these separately, which is nice. And we'll charge both of those guys up, make sure they're full. Looks like we've got a handlebar mount here. This little guy, this is nice. So you don't have to use that plastic case all the time, which I really don't care for. But that's nice. Black on black is cool. That looks good. And that slides off of there. Oh, there we go. Comes out of there. And like it said, dual screens on it, dual displays. So that's nice. That over there. Other different mounts here. And this one looks like a helmet mount there. And another mount. And that's a flat mount. So that's good. A couple of those. And this looks like a quarter 20 mount. So that's good. Can go either way there. Yeah, that's a nice thing to have there. Yeah, so that's what's in the box. We'll charge this baby up and go out and start shooting some stuff with it. See how it is. But boy, it feels good and metal. I don't know if you'd want to drop this thing, but it feels really solid, which is nice. Okay, we'll get this thing charged up and start shooting. So I'm out to play some tennis, and I thought I'd try out the camera with shooting some 4K 60 frames per second out here on the court tonight during tennis practice. So we're going to give it a whirl, see how it looks, and give it a try. All right, I got to get ready. All right, got the iZEEKER iA800 here, 4K 60 frames per second. No exposure adjustment, no color grading, no color adjustment, nothing here. It's just straight out of the camera, and it looks pretty good. I mean, weird lighting in these tennis courts anyway.
Can you believe it?
And now we got the GoPro Hero 10, same thing, 4K 60 frames per second. No grading, no exposure correction. I shot this one a little bit with a super wide. Didn't realize I had it set to that, but it's wider. And they both, 4K 60 is nice. And I did notice when you look at both of them here, oh, camera shot, the iZEEKER is a little bit noisier, and you can see that here in the court looking at that than it is on the GoPro Hero 10. But other than that, they were pretty close, but a little bit, the iZEEKER is a little bit noisier. So here doing a little time lapse with the iZEEKER mounted to my car and turned on their gyro stabilizer to see how that works, and it looks like it works pretty good. I mean, it's mounted with a suction cup on the car, so there's not a ton of movement, but it seems pretty smooth. I'm going to try another one with it mounted maybe on some handlebars of a bike or something. I'll do that next, but so far so good. So that was a quick look at shooting from the car with their gyro EIS stabilizer on. Then I went, mounted it to my cruiser bike. The first shot here without their gyro stabilizer on, then with it on, and it does a pretty good job. It looks like it really smoothed it out quite a bit. And then I went downtown at night to some darker, more low light situation, and had the iZEEKER here, 4K. 30 frames per second with the stabilizer on. No grading, no exposure change, just straight out of the camera. Same thing with the GoPro, straight out of the camera. And you can see that the iZEEKER is definitely noisier, and the GoPro has a much bigger dynamic range, a lot more to play with when you're in post. And again, didn't touch either of these in post when you can see top and bottom all the noise down on the road in the iZEEKER, which, you know, for this price point at 159 bucks, it's not bad. This camera does have a lot of features. And when I was shooting some stills with it, it goes from, this here is a 12 megapixel shot, and then a cropped in 4x4 chunk of it, and it looks pretty good. It holds up pretty good. Jpeg straight out of the camera again, and then 24 megapixel, which is their highest megapixel you can do, and then a crop in of that as well. Looks virtually the same as the 12 actually, but you know, it's a big file, much bigger file, so that's nice for cropping if you need be. And it's got a range that you can go from a 358 12, 16, 20, and 24 megapixel setting you can set it at, which is great. If you're worried about managing data on the card, it does have a raw file as well, which I tried with Photoshop, Lightroom, On One, and Capture One to open the raw file up that it shot for me. It couldn't do it. Didn't, you know, and it comes out as a capture on the card as a 15.1 megapixel file. So it's pretty large, and it couldn't open it. So it kind of makes it a useless file for me, and it would be taking up too much of the card. Anyway, but this camera has a ton of features on it and options you can do. So let's take a look at the back of the camera now and see what that all looks like. So we've got the back of the camera here, and it's got nice little icons on there. It shows the handshake for that, it shows the gyros on, and it shows the little remote that this guy's on, and then the microphone and what you're shooting here, slow motion, normal video, then you're shooting 4K 30 frames or whatever. You got your little gear icon that gets you into all the settings. Just a ton of different settings in here that you can play with. I mean, there's just a ton actually. And then you've got your mode over here, which you can go in your time lapse, slow motion, diving mode. And the diving mode I found was just a warming filter. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything with quick stories either. I did a little test with the video photo, and it seemed like it just took a photo before it started the video when you hit the click. So I think that worked okay. And then you've got all kinds of features in here where you've got your photos too, time lapse, timing, your timer, burst, long exposure, and raw. And again, the raw, I don't know what that's all about. But then you can swipe. What's the way did you swipe? Whoops. Back to the screen. Get back to this guy. Ugh. And then you can swipe to the right. Oh, no, swipe right. Oh, once you've got the other screen, then you can swipe to the left, and then you can get your resolutions for your photos, white balance, sharpness, all that. And then you can do, once you get back to video here again, you've got kind of the same thing again. You've got your, whoops, it went back to photo. On video. Hit video, normal video, then we're back to video, 4K, and then you've got all your different things you can do for their sharpness, auto white balance, all that kind of stuff. A ton of features on this thing and options that you can play with. The one thing I don't like about this thing, well, there's two things. That the mic is virtually non-existent. The audio is not good on this at all. So if you need good audio with your action camera, maybe not the best one. It's got this nice little plastic case too, so you don't have to use this case, the underwater case. But there's a problem with this as well, is that once it's in here, and you've got, get back to your normal screen, and you've got all your little icons, and you put this little case cover back on here, it's hard to get to reach the little icon things back there. I can't, every time I do that, it just turns the screen off, when you're trying to get down into the gear setting or whatever, my fingers aren't even that big and I can't get to it. So that's one drawback to this little case. If you just slide this guy over, then it's easy to get to these things to hit them. But when this cover's on, it's not that easy to go from that. But other than that, great little camera. Price point's really good. The images look good. Depending on what you need it for, I think at the price point it's really a good little value. But if you want good sound, you need an external recorder. And if you've got any questions, comments, leave them below, and I'll answer them if I know, if I tried it, or whatever. If you want to ask if I did something else with this thing, just ask the question. I'll let you know if I did, or if I can play around with it and figure out how it works. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Till next time, I'm out.